We just rename it to server activate ability control. And what we want is an input from data type ePlayer. Just drag and drop it into the editor set attacks, and you can just drag and drop it into the function to add a pin here. So we have attacks set up in the function, and then you can just delete the setup. So it is a fast way to define an input value from data type enumeration, which we created. So basically, when the player is getting the key, press the left mouse button. We want to call server activate ability control, and we want the light tag here. And just in case, when the other right button is pressed, input action secondary, it could be copied with Ctrl D. Connect the started with the server event. And when the right click is getting, then we can choose something like heavy attack. Basically, we can trigger like that, the server side, and the server is then calculating, and based on the state in which the player is, the behavior of the animation and the other game logic, which will be called further. When the player is busy within doing an ability, so he cannot switch another ability while are in a sequence. So here comes the game logic. Okay. Now we can get a new variable, which is basically a boolean to check if the player is attacking currently. Currently attacking, data type is boolean, and it have to be replicated. We're using it on server side. And the category, we can just make a new category here, attacking. So we have the category attacking with our country attacking variable. Just drag and drop it. Get currently attacking. That is our variable. Compile and save. Now we can get the enumeration attacks and just drag and drop it to the category attacking. And so we have both here in the attacking category, the attacks as enum and the country attacking boolean. When the server gets called with an ability, then he have to check if it is he not currently attacking. Just drag it here with not boolean. So the player is not attacking. Then we can is rolling, getting here, it is rolling, and not boolean. So when the player is not attacking and is not rolling, we can do stuff. Later on, we can have a little bit more states which have to not be activated to do the attack animation. Here is basically the place where you can define something else, like is the player stunning, or is the player dead, or is the player something else in a state where he is not able to attack. So it will goes here. Now we get a branch. Just press B or hold B and click. So you can also get a branch, or just right click, type in branch. And what we want to do is when attacking and is rolling, have the state not, we can concatenate it with an AND. Just we can drop AND boolean. This AND boolean will be true when the player is not attacking and not rolling. So we can attack in the true section, and elsewise he will get in the false because he's attacking or rolling. But when he is not attacking and not rolling, we want to go here with the logic. Therefore, we get the enumerating state. It is basically a number behind light attack or heavy attack, and this number will be presented at the text, and we can switch on this number, this enumeration number. Just print switch on ePlayer attacks, and in the true state, we'll switch on this variable and do stuff like when it's light attacking, when it's heavy attacking, or when it's blocking. We can get some game logic here. Right. Now we need the logic for light attack. We just set attacking on true. Set currently attacking. We will set it to true. And afterwards, we want to call something like an animation montage and do the animation for that. Now we need an animation to play. Just go to the content browser and the Paragon Terra. We can go to characters to the heroes to Terra, and we want to the folder animations. So here we can choose an animation for primary attacking. A lot of animations are here. This is a free asset and very nice. Let's see if there is something like primary. We have some sequences and some montages. So with montages, we are able to do more stuff than just with sequences. Maybe we take the primarily a slow montage. Just have a look at it. It's okay for a montage. Also can rate scale it to go a bit faster. Montage can be adjusted with animation state, modify states. I think to show you the process, we just pick an animation sequence here. Just copy the primary MediaTek slow animation sequence into the player folder. Copy here, and in the player folder, we can get the animation sequence primary media slow. Right click, create anim montage, and just rename it to MediaTek montage. Here's our montage and the animation sequence. We can rename it to MediaTek A file save all. So when you have different light attacks, you just can put it in the light attack montage to simulate different kinds of attacks. I will rate scale it a little bit, 1.4, maybe 1.6. So the attack is a little bit faster. So this animation montage, we see the default slot on the default group slot. In our animation sequence, we use the upper body. So just click on slot and slot name, default group upper body. Just save it, then you can reopen it. Now we have the default group upper body. Now we can go to the hero character and want to play it within a multicast. On server side, just right click, add custom event. We can create a general custom event, multi-play montage. It is a multicast, reliable. Let's compile and save. We want to play a montage, just play montage. And we want to plug in the skeletal mesh component. Then we need the montage to play. And we want the start section. The start section is important if you have different light tags, for example, in one montage, and you just want to define where to start or which start section to play. Section, you can imagine that here's the default section, and we can just get some other section when we stack up the different attack types. Based on the section, it will play the right attack type within one montage. So we can use more than only one animation sequence in the montage, in the animation montage. Then we can use the multiplay montage just after setting the current attack, multiplay montage, and we want to montage to play, select from the content browser, just select the light attack montage, go back to the PP hero character, and with the arrow key, we can put light attack here. Skeletal mesh component is the mesh from the PP char. Just drag and drop the mesh and put it in place. So we have the mesh, which have to play the montage, and the starting section. For now, we can leave it as it is. It will play the default section. Right, we'll play the montage, and then when the multiplay montage is called, then on complete, we want another custom event on the server, which handles the finished play montage logic. Just right click, add custom event, name it server and attack, replicates run on server, reliable, and we can just call it server and attack. So when the montage is played, we get here to the custom event. Compile and save. What we will do is to get the currently attacking, set currently attacking, and the attacking is finished, so currently attacking is false. Compile and save. So when the montage is finished playing, it will call on complete, and the server just sets the variable currently attacker attacking to false. That should do the work. This is the basement for the ability light attack. You can just test it. Use one player, just simulating it. When I am pressing the key, the animation plays and we are attacking now. So the animation gets called. We see some sliding while attacking. So we have also defined later on the other body part, which are the foot part, but the attacking as it runs. We want to only animate the upper body, not the lower body, because when we're attacking, then the lower body is just sliding. Therefore, we can go to our blueprint and open up animation BP Terra. To do the trick, we need something called layered blend per bone. So we need a little bit more space. Just drag it here. And we want to get it. It calls layered blend per bone. As you know, a layer is just a layer. And based on the bone layer, we want blend different pose. So here we have base pose and pose 0 and white. As you know, we are prepared. We have the cages, the ground local motion movement cage, and the upper body cage. So we can choose between both cages to blend both the layers. As you can see at the belt position and upstairs, we only want to get the torso animated, the upper body. And to do so, we can go to the layered blend roll. We have here a layer setup and the branch filters. We need an element. Just click on plus on the branch filter. We blend per roll. We can create groups here. So the first one will be pelvis. And just with plus, we want another. And then we have something named tight, left and right. So the one is tight air. It's the upper foot. And we have the tight left. Just name it tight right, tight left, and the pelvis. So we have our layered blend per bone with the branch filters on which the layers have to be filtered. Then we have the blend depth. It is a basement on knowledge, or you can read about it. But usually you need at the pelvis blend depth of 4, and the others are -1 and -1. Then we need to enable the mesh space rotation blend. The blend root motion based is already checked. Compile and save. And basically the layer blend per bone have to be plugged in the full body in the default group. So we can work with that. Then we have to adjust the blend pose 0 and the other blend pose. Our used cage was the upper body cage. It have to be plugged in into blend pose 0. And for the other blend pose, we need our other cache, which is right click, use cage pose, ground local cache. It is a base pose. So we have both the ground local cache, the base pose, and use cage per pose, upper body cache for the blend pose 0. So this have to be animated in the true pose. When it's rolling, we want the other pose. So basically we have to switch, just press Alt and click. When we want to blend the layer-based bones, it have to be animated in the false pose. And the other is use cage pose upper body cage. Think that file and save. That's the configuration now. And the blend pose by bool will either choose to rolling or not rolling. Let me double check the layered blend per bone. We have the pelvis, we have the tight right, tight left, and the bone name have to be called exactly as in the export. So let's double check it. Content browser, we have Terra by export. Double click it and just have a look at the bones. We have here the pelvis. It have to be written lowercase pelvis, and let's see if the other are right. So we have here tight left, that's right, and the tight right on the other side. So the bones are named correctly. just the pelvis have to be renamed. So back to the animation, blueprint Terra, layered blend per pose. We have here the bone name pelvis. It have to be called lowercase pelvis. Compile and save. We can check if it's working. Just simulate. So when I'm running and attacking, I see that the Terra is running with the lower body parts and not sliding anymore. And the upper body is attacking. And that is the behavior I want to get when we animate the Paragon Terra character. Now we have layered blend per bone. The upper body and the lower body are animated differently based on the caged pose we saved in the cage. But keep in mind, if you are adding some other animations, we have here upper body, which have to be in the montage. So when you are creating animation sequence inside an animation montage, keep in mind that the default group upper body have to be chosen in the animation montage. And with that in place, we can get the animation correctly here to blend per bone. So basically with layer blend pose, we have the branch filters and every branch can make its own behavior. So we can get some different behavior. So if you are running and attacking, then it's fine. But when we are attacking, we maybe don't want to run. So to realize that, we can go and say when the player is not running. So is running, not Boolean. So the player is not running. With Alt, we can deactivate the value here. And when the player is not running, and we can get the speed value, get speed, when the player is not running, and the speed is equals, so operator equal to 0. So it's staying and attacking. We can concatenate this with and Boolean. So when the player basically is not rolling and the speed is 0, we want to get this active value, and based on that, we can pose this by bool. So when we play now, we just can run and attack with Terra, but when we are staying still, when the speed is 0 and we are attacking, then it has to be not blending the upper and lower body, and we have the normal behavior. And when she's running, she just has the other animation, and not every time the upper and lower body. The animation looks fine now, and thank you for watching. See you on the next video.